Welcome to the Green Hat Local SEO Podcast, where Kyle Sabra delivers hard-hitting, actionable tips and strategies to help business owners dominate their local market and crush the competition. Kyle's no-holds-barred approach cuts through the noise of traditional SEO, focusing on battle-tested tactics that deliver real results. He's here to arm you with the tools you need to skyrocket your rankings, generate more leads, and grow your business online. If you're tired of hearing the same old SEO nonsense and want to learn the truth, this is the podcast for you. Get ready to put on your green hats and learn SEO secrets the other guys can't handle. Now, here's your host, Kyle Sabra.
This is Kyle Sabra from Green Hat Local SEO, and in this episode, we're talking about something that not enough SEOs really do, and really no business owners do, or at least do properly, and that is SEO espionage. This is something that a lot of people really kind of neglect when building out their SEO strategy. A lot of SEOs neglect this when building out the SEO strategy because they think of SEO still as this thing that is kind of self-contained and something that you only do either on your site or with backlinks, when really they couldn't be farther from the case. If you think about it, espionage and spying has been something that governments have been doing to each other since probably when governments were first founded back in the first villages over in the Middle East. And corporations have been doing this for probably as long as corporations have been around, 400 years or so. But for some reason, a lot of SEOs really don't do enough espionage to their competitors or their clients' competitors. And this is a big missed opportunity. Having a good espionage plan could really tell you what your competition is doing, what they're doing well, what they're not doing great. And if you get enough data and you're tracking enough competitors and even tangentially related competitors, not specifically in your industry, but ones that are related to your industry, like maybe some support companies or anything like that, it can even tell you where the market is going. So how do we do this? Like, what is corporate or SEO espionage and why is it important? Essentially, what you're doing is you're going to go and see exactly what your competition is doing, what kind of content they're writing, how they're writing the content, what kind of links they're building, how they're building those links, and also what they're doing on social media, including Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn if you're doing B2B SEO. So this is important because what you are doing for your own website isn't the only thing that's going to affect your SEO. You have to realize that your competitors are also trying to outrank you. Your competitors are also trying to dominate the map pack, and your competitors are also throwing money at SEO. And there really is no way around it, but you are not just competing with Google to rank higher because Google doesn't want you to rank higher, but you're also competing with your competition to get those 3 spots in the map pack or to get those 10 blue links in organic. So knowing what they are doing and why they are doing that is going to give you a lot more information on how not just to rank higher yourself, but also how to stop them, right? So what do you do when you do SEO espionage? What do I do when I do SEO espionage? I mean, really, it's simple. If we have if we're signing a new client in an industry that we aren't really familiar with, or in a location like geographic area that we're not super familiar with, one of the first things that we do, that I do, is actually go in and see who the competition is. And we also ask the client for who their competition is. Clients don't always know though, so we go in and do it ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to crawl the pages of the competitors' websites. Easiest way to do this is with Screaming Frog, and this tells you exactly what kind of competition you're up against. So is the competition writing content or writing pages for every single service they want to rank in and for every single location? If not, you're going to have a really easy time doing SEO. If they are, then it's going to be a little bit harder. Are they doing blog posts? What blog post topics are they writing about? Are these blog posts timely? Are they doing press release style blog posts, right? A lot of this is going to tell you, especially if the competition has been around and you suspect that they're putting money into SEO, a lot of this is going to tell you like what kind of keywords and topics are going to be valuable, and what kind of keywords and topics do your competitor or do your audience want to read about. You also want to look and see what kind of pages and blog posts they have. Does it look like they were written with some sort of on-page SEO tool like Page Optimizer Pro or Quora or Neuron Writer, or does it look like they just threw up 300 words of bullshit and called it a day? Doing it this way, again, doing competition or doing competitive analysis this way is going to tell you, okay, you can save a little bit of money on backlinks, because if the competition is writing shit content, then you can probably outrank them just with good content. And the opposite is true too. If you go in there and the competition is writing these really well thought out, in-depth service pages, they have content silos built out for their blogs, and they're interlinking between the blogs and service pages, then you know that you're going to be in for a hell of a ride, because somebody is probably paying for SEO, and you're really going to need to be on top of your game. At that point, you need to look at backlinks. So to check out the competitors' backlinks, you really can't do it unless you use a paid tool. Ahrefs is my favorite and is probably the best one out there. Other ones you can use are Majestic is one that I would recommend, and I wouldn't really recommend any other backlink checkers. So what you're going to do here is you're going to pop in your competitor's website, and you're going to see what kind and how many links they're building, and also what is their link velocity, which means how many links are they building in any given period of time. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at Ahrefs. You're going to dive deeper into the data. Sure, it might say they have 130. Let's say it says they have 1,000 different backlinks, right? Well, that's cool. That means they probably put a lot of money into this, right? Wrong. If you look deeper, a lot of times it'll say something like 1,000 backlinks, but only 10 referring domains. And referring domains really is what Google is looking at. So if you see something like that, then you know somebody's probably just gotten a link on the footer of somebody else's site, or maybe a link mentioned in a forum, and that page gets indexed over and over and over again. So to Ahrefs, it looks like a whole bunch of different backlinks, but to Google, it looks like one backlink from one referring domain, just with a bunch of the same instances indexed, right? So if you see that, then you know that, okay, well, they're not really serious about backlinks, so you can definitely get away with something like SEO Neo, or building out Google sites, or building out PBN links, right? A lot of times too, what you'll do is you'll see in these backlink profiles a lot of citations, right? A lot of people don't realize that citations count as backlinks, right? Citations, even though there are no follow, are still links back to your site. So they will show up on something like Ahrefs or Majestic. So at first glance, it might say, oh yeah, they've got, say, 1,000 links from, say, 400 different domains. But then you go and see that, 300 of those are citations, which are no follow links, and don't offer a whole lot of content on those pages, right? So building out SEO Neo and building out niche edits is going to help you outrank a website whose backlink profile is mostly citations. However, you wouldn't know this unless you actually went and did the espionage on your competitors, right? So doing it this way is going to save you a lot of time and money, because you're going to see exactly what you need to do to rank. Other things that you can do with espionage for SEO, like I said, is going onto Facebook, right? And Facebook, Instagram, a lot of these are where, and Twitter too, or I guess you call it X now. A lot of these places are where the competitors are going to go and put out a lot of like branded content. So you're going to see like, how are they trying to differentiate themselves, right? What is their brand voice? And if there's a certain thing that they keep hammering as unique to them, well, then you can add that as a blog post onto your own website about why that unique thing is actually shit and you're better, right? Also, a lot of times people will go to social media to to voice complaints about a company. And if you see this on Instagram, Facebook, on Google My Business, Google Business Profiles too, you can check and see, okay, what is this company fucking up on? What are people mad about? And how can I spin this in my favor? And then what you can do is take that content and put it on your website. Like, other competitors may do XYZ thing that pisses you off, but here at Bob's Plumbing, we do ABC. We do it the right way, right? And people are going to catch on to that. On top of that, a lot of times that can help you show up in LLMs too, because people will type in these complaints, and if you can answer and rebut those complaints or answer the objections with why you're different, that's going to help you show up in AI overviews. Not that it matters a whole lot for local SEO, but it will still help. On top of that, with Facebook and Instagram, a lot of times businesses will announce if they hired a new employee or open up a new office. So you can see if your competitors are flourishing, if they're struggling, who's this new employee. It gives you a lot more information about your competition. So you know that if they're constantly hiring new employees, either they have a lot of turnover on their in their company, or if they hire employees and they stay on, you know that they're growing. Right? If there's a lot of turnover, that means they probably don't have very well-trained staff and staff with a lot of experience, which is, again, something that you can write about on your own website, or you can put your own social media posts about how you have the best trained staff, how your staff has X number of years, whereas your competitors are constantly churning through employees every 6 months. Right? So all these are ways to do some espionage to make your job easier when you are trying to market your own business, because now you know what the competition is doing, you know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and exactly how to use your budget in the most efficient way possible. On top of that, you can also see what their brand voice is and what they think their USP is, and rebut those when checking out their social media. A lot of people don't realize this yet, but Google has even started indexing Instagram Reels. So if you can put out an Instagram Reel talking about how your competition fails in these ways, but you do things the right way, again, because people are asking those questions in either ChatGPT or Google or whatever. That's going to help show up not just your blog post or your website, but also your social media, that Instagram Reel as well. And all this is something that your competition will not see coming, right? Because not only now are you marketing yourself, but you're actively marketing, trying to push down and discredit your competition, which a lot of people don't do for some reason. I mean, this is business. All's fair. So you need to be able to not just get your own clients, but you need to make sure that any other client does not go to your competition. And the best way to do this is with SEO espionage and social media espionage, to make sure that you are ahead of any trends that might be happening, and you can rebut any complaints that people have about your competitors. So that's about it for this episode on SEO espionage. Make sure if you aren't doing, or if your SEO company isn't doing this, that you are doing this. And if you don't want to do this because you're paying the SEO company, then ditch the zeros and get a hero. Contact us at GHLS or at Green Hat Local SEO. That's GHLS.io. This SEO espionage is something that we regularly do, so we know exactly what is going on, exactly what is happening in your neck of the woods, so we can pivot and get you ranking faster than the competition can. Again, my name is Kyle Sabra from Green Hat Local SEO, and I will talk to you guys later.